The history of medical research on human subjects is as old as the history of medicine itself. Ancient physicians believed that the dissection of human cadavers to study human anatomy was insufficient to gain knowledge about the malfunction of the body. Aristotle argued that one has to study the living body to understand the biological function and malfunction. With biology being his chief interest, he made an extensive, observant, and exhaustive research into the distinctive structure and function of organic matter. Acquainted with more than 500 different species of animals, Aristotle had dissected and investigated in detail some 50 kinds of creature, ranging over the whole kingdom. Inspired by the biological views of Aristotle, ancient doctors experiment with vivisection, which the Latin word means vivus, which means living or alive, and sexo or onis, which means cutting, to advance medical science. Vivisection is a form of ancient experimentation performed on living animals, including a man, using operations such as cutting or dissecting, designed to promote some knowledge of physiological and pathological processes. Prisoners were subjected to horrific experiments including infected wounds to test sulfanilamide effectiveness, injection of malaria extracts into healthy inmates, deliberate infection with spotted fever bacteria resulting in over 90% mortality, administration of various poison to assess their effects, often resulting in death for autopsy purposes. Exposure to extreme atmospheric pressures to study human endurance, leading to numerous fatalities and serious injuries. The Nuremberg Code is a set of ethical principles for human experimentation created by the court in U.S. The code emerged from the unethical medical experiments conducted by Nazi doctors on prisoners in concentration camps. The trial aimed to hold Nazi officials accountable for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Number 1. Voluntary consent essential. Participants must agree freely and knowingly. Number 2. Fruitful results. The experiment must have potential benefit for society, unobtainable by other means. Number 3. Animal experimentation and knowledge. The experiment should be based on prior animal research and understanding of the human subjects to justify the risk to humans. Number 4. Avoid unnecessary suffering. The experiment must minimize physical and mental harm. Number 5. No death or disability expected. Death or disabling injury should not be anticipated, except perhaps when the researchers are also the subjects. 6. Risk versus benefits. The risk to participants must be less than the potential humanitarian benefit. Number 7. Protection of subjects. Proper preparation and facilities must be in place to protect participants from harm. Number 8. Qualified personnel. Only scientifically qualified and individuals should conduct the experiment. Number 9. Participants' right to withdraw. During the experiment, the participant has the right to end their participation if they feel it's impossible to continue. Number 10. Researchers' responsibility to terminate. The scientists in charge must stop the experiment at any point if they believe, in good faith, that the continuation is likely to cause injury, disability, or death to the participant.
Justification of human experimentation. Despite Nuremberg, human trials remains essential for medical advancement. Animal studies alone are insufficient due to physiological and psychological difference. Major medical breakouts such as polio and smallpox vaccine resulted from human experimentation. This is important for developing new drugs and treatment. The ethical dilemma lies in balancing the needs of individual participate with the potential to save countless lives in the future. This necessitates a clear distinction between therapeutic and non-therapeutic research. The comparison between medical therapy and medical research. Medical therapy. Its primary goal is to cure or improve health, focusing on the well-being of individual patient. The treatment aims to directly benefit the person receiving them by addressing their specific condition or illness, while the medical research is to advance medical knowledge for the benefit of future patients and for data collection. It focuses on the broader specific understanding by testing hypotheses and formulating general theories rather than directly improving the participant condition. Informed consent is an ethical principle ensuring that the research participant fully understand a study's purpose, procedure, risk, and benefit before agreeing to take part. It protects autonomy and dignity, allowing individuals to voluntarily participate and withdraw at any time. For those with limited autonomy, like children, proxy consent is required. Examples include clinical trials, surgery, physiological studies, and organ donation. Violations such as unauthorized autopsies highlights the importance of its safeguard in preventing exploitations and ensuring ethical research practice. Drug testing. It refers to the medical procedure whereby a new drug is tried and experimented to determine its effectivity, usefulness, and other effects. The procedure is twofold: preclinical and clinical testing. In preclinical testing, it is conducted on animals such as mice, rabbits, frogs, and monkeys. It is conducted to determine the drug's therapeutic index, whether it is toxic or non-toxic, and effective or ineffective. It is also to indicate the exact dosage of the therapeutic drug. It is also to determine its effective on the body tissues and on a particular organs, and to check whether there are side effects and hazard. There are three phases in drug clinical testing. The first phase is to determine whether it produces toxic effects, such as when a new drug is tested on a normal human volunteer. The second phase, if the results of the first phase are acceptable, then the drug is administered to a limited number of patients who might benefit for it. And the third phase, if the drug produces desirable result and has no serious side effect, then it is administered to a large number of patients by a large number of clinical investigators. For single-blind testing, the evaluation of the result of the treatment are kept from the patient who have received it. This is done to prevent any alteration of the result, which may be done to suit whatever ulterior motives they may have in relation to the researchers or the patient themselves. For double-blind testing, the investigator and the patient involved in the drug testing are kept ignorant about the process. They are not supposed to know who are receiving the drug and who are not. They are literally kept blind with regards to the test designs, hence the name. Paternalistic justification. Placebo use benefits individual patients directly through potential therapeutic effects and contributes to their well-being, while utilitarian justification is the knowledge gained from the placebo experience offers significant societal benefits outweighing the potential deceptions of individual participants. The broader societal benefit in the healthcare and survival justifies the practice. In ethical concerns of placebo use, placebo experiments raise significant ethical concerns due to their inherent deception. The moral issue is not the placebo itself, but the manipulation involved in its administration. Some patients inevitably discover the deceptions, while others may continue to rely on ineffective placebo treatment. The deceptive nature of placebo studies can erode trust and potentially lead to the widespread abuse if not carefully controlled, echoing Augustine's warning about the danger of seemingly small deceptions accumulating into significant harm.
Adult research cannot be directly applied to children because of their developing bodies and unique physiology. Their anatomy, metabolism, and biochemistry differ significantly from adults, affecting how they absorb and react to medications. Nutritional needs and disease susceptibility also vary. Even surgical procedures require specialized pediatric techniques. Research directly involving children is crucial for effective treatment. The tragic example of oxygen use on premature babies in the 1940s, leading to blindness, illustrates the necessity of child specific research. When it comes to research with prisoners, ethical considerations are important. Informed consent is mandatory, and this ensures prisoners understand the risks and purposes of any study before voluntary participation. Coercion must be strictly avoided, and participation should be driven by moral or humane reasons. Research with disadvantaged individuals. While involving individuals who rely on charity healthcare may offer benefits, informed consent remains important. Their participation must be entirely voluntary and free from any pressure or coercion. The potential benefits to society should not overshadow the ethical imperative of respecting individual autonomy. Fetal research conducted on fetuses from abortions aims to understand how drugs affect fetal development. Through autopsy, researchers determine drug absorption in fetal tissues. This knowledge is critical for improving prenatal care and developing effective treatments for the developing fetus. It contributes to advancements in vaccines, immune system treatments, and fetal health monitoring. Utilitarianism justifies human experimentation if the benefits to many outweigh the harm to a few. It emphasizes maximizing overall well being, potentially overlooking individual rights in pursuit of greater societal goods. It might even suggest prioritizing less valuable members of society for research. A highly problematic stance. Informed consent may be deemed unnecessary if the overall benefit is sufficiently large. Kantian ethics prioritizes individual autonomy and rational consent. Only autonomous individuals capable of understanding the risks and benefits can voluntarily participate in research, particularly if it offers therapeutic benefit. It strongly opposes individuals who cannot give informed consent. Deception is strictly forbidden, as individuals must always be treated as ends in themselves, never merely as means to an end. A natural law ethics offers a conditional justification for experimentation. It emphasizes the obligation to provide complete information to potential participants so that they can make informed decisions. Consent must be freely given without coercion or deception. It prohibits useless experiments on dying patients and those posing serious risks to healthy individuals. Fetal research is permissible only if it offers therapeutic benefit and does not directly threaten the fetus' well being. Ross ethics stresses informed consent, honesty, and minimizing harm. Research should be driven by what's right, not just what's useful. It focuses on the moral duties involved in research, prioritizing ethical conduct over mere utility. Rawls' principles of justice prohibits experiments violating individual liberty. It mandates voluntary, informed consent and rejects research exploiting vulnerable populations, such as sick, impoverished, prisoners, or intellectually individual, without providing direct benefit, and deception is unacceptable. Moral pragmatism judges the ethical permissibility of actions, particularly experimentation, based on their potential to produce substantial benefits for humanity. Its emphasis is on the practical usefulness and overall societal good, accepting actions as morally acceptable only if they demonstrably improve the lives of many. When it comes to situation ethics, this emphasizes fairness, loving care, and truth telling in research. It prioritizes individual consultation, informed consent, and a thorough understanding of the risks and benefits. Freedom and responsibility are central to this perspective. We conducted a survey on 21 people using Google Forms. This survey reveals respondents' understanding of human experimentation ethics. This is a survey regarding the respondents' familiarity with the concept. The majority, 52.4%, reported being somewhat familiar, while 23.8% were very familiar. This suggests a reasonable level of public awareness, although a combined 23.8% indicated that they were not really or not at all familiar. We ask about the acceptability of medical experiments with potential societal benefits, but also a small risk of harm to participants. 85.7% believe such experiments should be allowed to proceed, provided the risks and benefits are carefully considered. Only a small percentage, 9.5%, opposed to this. Next is the importance of informed consent, 100% of respondents agreed that participants must be fully informed of potential risks and benefits before agreeing to participate. The fourth survey is we ask about involving vulnerable groups like prisoners, children, and the poor in medical research. A majority, 57.1%, said yes, but a significant minority, 42.9%, said no. In the last survey, we asked about holding the researchers responsible. The vast majority, 85.7%, said researchers should be held accountable if their experiments harm participants. Only a small minority, 14.3%, disagreed.